Mollywater, San Antonio's best producer, most slept on. I was born in Florida, Miami, Florida, but I was quickly, like at least 2 weeks after I was born, I came here to San Antonio. I was born and raised, well, not born, but kind of raised here in San Antonio my entire life. Bro, I used to listen to a lot of fucking like EDM. I used to be a dubstep head, like EDM head, back when Skrillex came out. I think that was my first time telling myself like, oh, like how do they make this music? How is this made type shit? So that was my first interest in music, like kind of drove me deeper, like okay. But yeah, that was my early stages of music, EDM, and then I started going into like rock, heavy metal, and then rap, like eventually started listening to all that stuff. But yeah, I really listen to a lot of EDM. That's like my main thing right now too, EDM and rap. I've been messing with music since high school. I want to say freshman year in high school. I started making music, started making little remixes. You know how they used to have those chopped and screwed versions? I used to make like the opposite of that. I used to make the sped up versions of shit. And crazy thing about it too is like, you know how we got TikTok and shit now? Like, isn't that crazy how they got going on like all the fucking sped up versions of songs and shit? I'm sure y'all like probably like saw it like on the feed and shit, but that shit's becoming a wave now. But I used to do that shit. I used to do like sped up versions of songs, and that's how I kind of like started learning and shit. Started messing with FL Studio. I actually dropped out of school, started teaching myself and all that, graphic designing as well. Started teaching myself graphic design, stuff like that.
Would you go to college for what you do now?
Would I go to college?
For music?
I don't know. I don't know if I would go to college. Well, I mean, I taught myself all this. Everything I know, I taught myself. So,
Alright, so do you think college is necessary for learning this field?
I mean, it depends. Like, if people want to learn about it and get into the business, yeah. I'm not gonna sit here and tell everybody like, oh yeah, fuck school, fuck college, but I do believe that if you do want to go to school for something, you should go for it. But in my opinion, I don't want to go to college. Like everything I know, I taught myself. So like, I didn't go to college. But if you do want to go to college and you do want to learn music and all that, you do it for you, cause yeah.
Alright, bro, so we all heard you drop that live from the Ice Cathedral Wave Station 33.5.
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts? How'd the first week go?
My first week? Everybody was really messing with it since the first minute it dropped. A lot of people started tagging and posting it and stuff like that. I really liked the movement that the audience were telling me. And it really opened a lot of doors with like the new sound that I got going on with this album. I've been getting a lot of compliments and stuff like that, and it's cool because I'm glad to see that I'm painting the picture for a lot of people. Putting everybody on a new sound. That's what I always wanted to do. So with this album, I saw that, and everybody's really just rocking with it. I have a notebook, right? I started this notebook writing, like journaling my ideas. This was way back before I even started working on Ice Cathedral. I don't know, I just always thought about like a different, or not a different, but like a bigger picture, Ice Cathedral was supposed to be just like a beat tape, but I was like, nah, like fuck that, like I wanted to do bigger shit, So I was like, what would a boss do? What would Kanye do? You know what I'm saying? What would a genius do? So that's when I started coming up with the story, the storyline and the trilogy and the ideas for this album. But the storyline is, you start in Ice Cathedral, right? And if you listen to the entire album, at the end, you end with like you're leaving the Ice Cathedral, right? So as soon as you start the album Wave Station, you basically are, like in the car driving away, but all the songs in the track list, you're basically it's the radio changing and changing and changing, but before you know it, you end up in a place which is Cyber Palace, which is the new album that we're working on. It's a whole trip, just wanted to get creative with it. There's a lot of people out here that don't really have that big imagination. They just wanna make music and release all these singles into one project and call it an album. Like, nah, I don't believe in that. I want to make an experience with all my music, with all my albums.
What was your favorite moment from the album?
My favorite moment?
Yeah.
Boy, I had a lot of moments, man. I don't know. That's a good question, bro. It's a good question. I think one of my best moments though was when track 16 came out, which was the beginning of the Jungle Dream section in the album. That section right there, it's like the start of something new that we got going on. It's called like a whole jungle wave. That was my most recent work that I've been working on. Everything else before that, like the first half of the album, was really the oldest tracks of Wave Station. The way that I introduced my new genre on this new album, it was really great, and people started seeing that too. So it's really cool that I paint that picture, like I said earlier. I'm painting the picture, paving the way, and giving you guys an idea of the world, of a new aesthetic, new art, new stuff, new things to see,
How do you put these tracks together? Like, what gives you? How do you figure out the order when you have so many songs in one project?
That's a good question, because honestly, like, I try to do everything in portions. I had so many songs that I had to like put together and find out where this song is gonna go, where this song is gonna go, But I was like, nah, like, fuck all that stressing. I said, you know what, fuck it. There's 3 different vibes in this album. Let me just categorize them all and do like sections. And which is what I did with Wave Station. There's Wave Station, and then it takes you to Hard Seltzer FM, and it takes you to Jungle Dreams. That's 3 sections in the album. I gathered all the genres, like, okay, these 5 songs, these sound like its own thing. These other 5 songs sound like their own thing, and these other 5 songs sounds like this other old thing. So I said, you know what, fuck it, let me just make 3 EPs, do it all like that. It's just the way of how you think about it and how you want to do it. At the beginning, 27 songs, it felt really impossible, but as I started working and figuring out and getting a better picture, better image, a clearer vision in my head, I was like, fuck it. Came down to the final track list. It was impossible, but it takes time.
How would you describe your team, the people you work with? Do they inspire you?
Team? Hell yeah. Everybody I work with, they all got their own thing. Sometimes there's a lot of how do I say, communication or miscommunication, but at the end of the day, it's always a rap. It's always like, fuck it, like, we're here because we bring everybody together. We all make music, we all love the same things, so yeah, the team that I'm working with, everybody's so special, everybody's so talented, everybody's unique in their own way. Either if they're just recording, doing taking pictures, everybody, we're all sharing the same dream, everybody's so important.
Yeah, what kind of music inspired this album?
Alright, how do I word this? It's a long journey, to be honest, but I say that because I put myself in so many new music. I went down a rabbit hole with all these other genres that I've never worked with, and started working with, some people that have inspired me, some music that have inspired me with this album is jungle music, drum and bass music, DJs, I want to say Green Velvet. We got LTJ Bookham, motherfucker. I don't think anybody knows any of these DJs I'm finna name, but these are all fucking DJs that I have looked up on and researched, done my research on all of these elements and stuff. You know, people like Skrillex too. You know, Skrillex kind of like put in the drum and bass patterns and all that stuff. You know, even games, bro. Street Fighter. You know, a lot of the old games back then, you know, the drum patterns and, you know, a lot of that energy, you know, I got a lot of that energy, you know, to put on my music, you know, a lot of, you know, Green Velvet, you know, DJs, Justice, Dead Mouse, bro, shit. There's a lot of people, like, I honestly do not know, like, from the top of my head, but people, like, old 90s raves, you know, I'm trying to bring light to all that stuff, but, you know, the entire 90s rave era, all that stuff inspired this new album, you know. And to be honest, we got more stuff coming out that's gonna be more dance, more crazier, more drum and bass, more jungle, you know. A lot of new sounds coming up, a lot of new stuff. It's never gonna be a beat that's gonna sound the same as the older one, because we got new stuff coming out.
Is there any artists that you'd want to work with in the future that you haven't gotten to yet?
I'm not sure, honestly. I think the people that I'm working with right now is the people that I need to be working with. You know, those are the people that I need around me. I need these people to stay around me because these are the only people that I make this music. So, you know, I think that's really one of the realest things ever too. I think the only people I want to work with is the people that I'm working with already, because those are the people that I'm making this pathway, you know. But yeah, but Tyler the Creator though too. I love Tyler. I don't know how that will happen, but I would love to make music with him because that's one of my inspirations too.
Plan doing any shows soon?
Shows. I don't know. I have not thought about it yet, but I do want to get my homies, you know, my boys, Cisco and Mindset. I want to get them, like all of us, like a little group tour. But I don't want to just do like a local show. Let's be honest, like San Antonio shows are not it, you know. But in reality, I'm thinking big for all of us. Like, I'm not trying to do no shows here, you know. I'm trying to do shows like up in Dallas, Houston, Austin, like all those other places where the real love is at, you know, to be honest. But yeah, I do want to do shows soon. You know, I want to start DJing and stuff like that, you know. So y'all be ready. Cause y'all ain't ready for that. DJ Molly.
DJ Mollywater?
DJ Mollywater. Y'all ain't ready for that shit.
On FM, on Molly FM.
For real, I'm gonna be playing that house music, that drum and bass, that jungle. I'm gonna be making it vibes for everybody. This shit gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a fucking dance floor. Ain't nobody gonna be crying to our music, bro. All good vibes for real.
Is there any other cities that show you love, like more than San Antonio? You get love, or you get love mainly from the city?
I do get a lot of love from Japan. I'm getting a lot of love from Japan. And this is making a lot of sense. I'm getting some love in the UK area, which makes a lot of sense because that's where this music was kind of born in, you know, in the UK area, you know. A lot of the UK music influence Wave Station.
Is there anything else you want to tell the people?
Shit.
Any young people?
I don't know. Just stream the album, listen to new music, put yourself in situations that you're not comfortable so you can get out of your shell. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Do new things every day. Don't stay in the house all day. That shit's gonna make you depressed. Make some music. Don't be asking other people for help in the music because, you know, people end up stabbing you in the back. But yeah, if you want to do something, you chase it and don't ask anybody else help but you, because you want to do that because you want to do it. And that's it. That's all I gotta say.
All right. Lil Mollywater.
Yeah.